You can start with your name.
Okay, Linda Asbell.
Okay. And do you mind telling me when you were born?
I was born May 6th of 1949.
And what point in your life were you in during the 60s? Were you still in school?
I was in high school. I graduated in 67, and then I went to college, so I was in school during the 60s.
Okay. And how would you describe the 1960s?
A lot of change. It was like you said, a little bit wilder time than what we had been experiencing, and I think it was just a lot of different things and changes going on.
Okay. Where were you when John F. Kennedy was assassinated?
I was in civics class.
Okay. And how did you feel? What was your outlook on America then, after that had happened?
Well, it was just, I guess, to realize that we could live in an age when a president was assassinated.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you heard about it so long ago, but you never thought it could happen in your lifetime. And it was just a shock, and people were just, it was people just crying, and it was just people sad because of it. And it was just, I guess to me, it was just hard to believe that it could happen to us.
Okay. Did you witness any segregation growing up?
Oh, yes, we did.
Really? Could you remember any specific places?
Well, basically it was everywhere because it was, still a white and black society. You didn't have much integration until it began in the schools. And then it was difficult at first because it was kind of, we felt like forced on us. I mean, it was the law, and so it had to happen. But it was a difficult time for people because they weren't used to it.
How did the Vietnam War affect your family?
We were not so much affected. Had a brother who was listed as 4F. He wasn't able to go in.
Okay.
He was, wanted to go, but he was not able to and all. And I knew people that went, but nobody in my family went. So I guess I was not as affected as a lot of people.
Do you remember the 1968 presidential election?
Well, I was thinking about that when you asked Fred about that. I really don't, because that was like my first year of college, and I guess I was just too.
Yeah.
I guess I was just too wrapped up in my own changing life and all.
I understand.
But I really don't remember it probably as much as I should.
Okay. How important was music to you and to the era, did you think?
And music was very, very important. When the Beatles came, I mean, everything was just a big deal back then. There was so much change in music and styles of music and things. I'm not much of a music person. I went to concerts and, things changed very quickly, I think, once the Beatles came to the United States.
As a young adult, did you participate in any community activism, either women's rights or civil rights?
No, I'm not much of an activist, I guess.
And what was your feeling in America after the assassination of Martin Luther King?
Well, I remember thinking that it was a sad day, that for what he stood for was peace, and that for him to be murdered was such a sad thing to happen. But and I felt like, he was trying to make changes for the better, and a lot of people took it wrong, but I think that I just thought that was also a sad day, that people thought that was the answer to everything, was to take a gun and kill someone.
Might I ask where you were when that happened?
I don't remember. I remember when he came and all, and I think I was just at home when it happened.
Okay. Cool. Well, that's it. Thank you for your time.
Okay. Thank you, Jay.